said he loved me only about a week of knowing each other and made me feel guilty for not saying it back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna just tell you this right now. If you are with a man or a woman who says that they love you within the first couple of weeks of dating and you don't know this person prior, okay, you don't know this person prior, you don't know them too well, and it's just like, I love you. I'm gonna tell you this right now. It never ends well. It's not 1386, okay? This is not back then. Back then, maybe it made sense, but we're in 2020. If someone's about to sit there and be like, oh my God, I love you, and it's only be like a week or two, run. Run as far as you can, because most likely they're not. What up, everybody? I am the Mademoiselle, and this is my channel, and today we are going to be doing a TheeMafiaSpeaks session. If you are new here, this is the session where you guys send me your life problems and I and my subscribers give you advice on how to fix them. Today's topic of discussion is going to be relationships. What's love got to do with it? What's love but a second-hand emotion? What's love got to do with it? Who needs a heart where a heart could be broken? That's my song. Comment down below. I'm an old head low-key. I know that song is beyond my time, but I knows the shits, okay? I knows the shits. Before we get into this video is sponsored by the Rizzle app. Rizzle is a short video platform. If you guys never heard of Rizzle, think of it as like YouTube/TikTok/Patreon. Videos are short like TikTok, platform like YouTube, but you can make money like Patreon. You can make an account right now and start earning money for your thoughts, okay? And what's really dope about it is after 30 videos, okay? After you post 30 videos on this app, you are eligible to be sponsored. So say you post 30, 60-second clips each day for a month. Boom, eligible to be sponsored. That's lit. On the Rizzle app, you have 60 seconds to talk about something that you are very passionate about. You know, I'm passionate about giving advice, social issues, and particularly Black issues. So on the app, I'm going to be doing more in-depth talks and, you know, more so like motivational type of snippets that you guys can follow and also hopefully be motivated and captivated by. And it's gonna be amazing, okay? Lots of motivational content on there, and there's lots of other stuff on there as well. People do a lot of things on that app. If you wanna get started on the app, making your own little videos, inspiring other people, or just sharing your talents, your thoughts, and all of that, make sure you download the Rizzle app. It's super amazing, and also it's free, okay? It's free 99. Go down in the link of my description or my pinned comment down below so you can get started today. All right, so we got 2 short stories and then 1 long story. So I'm a freshman and my boyfriend is a senior. That is already a horrible idea, and I'm gonna get into that later. Me and my boyfriend have been together for 9 months, and my auntie don't want us together because I'm not 16 yet, and she don't want me to get tied down so early, and I'm 15. When I first introduced him as a boyfriend at church, he said he wasn't my boyfriend and will never be at this age. Yikes, okay. Anyway, me and him broke up so I wouldn't get in trouble. His mom loves me, his sister and brother likes me. I met them through his sister because we are close friends. I was thinking about telling my auntie that me and him are still together on my 16th birthday, but I don't know how. What advice do you have for me? By the way, me and him are only 2 years apart. Damn, this is very hard. First of all, a freshman should not be dating a senior for the simple fact that you may not understand this right now. I started dating at what, 15, 16? This may seem so serious to you. This may seem like the best thing ever. You might be in love and whatever the case may be, but this man is gonna go off to college and not give a rat's ass about you. High school and college are 2 different paradigms. If he actually goes off to college, life is going to change and you guys will most likely not be together anymore. And if you guys are still together, there's most likely going to be infidelity, for the simple fact that at that age you already don't know yourself, you're insecure sometimes, And not only that, like there's just so much more to explore in college. There's so much different types of people. There's so many different things to experience, so many things to do, so many places to go. So shit just ends up happening. Not to say it's okay, not to justify it, not to say that every college person ends up cheating on their high school boyfriend or girlfriend, but 9 times out of 10 it just does not work out. The fact that you're 15, probably, you know, dating like I guess 17-year-old, I don't think the age is that much of a difference. I feel like it's the mental development that isn't quite there, because a 15 and a 17-year-old don't really have the same type of mind frame. While you're 15, you're thinking about going to the mall, eating burgers, drinking milkshakes, or maybe you're a cheerleader, whatever the case may be. You know, you're more thinking about your high school life, what people think about you, acne, makeup, you know, whatever the case may be. He's thinking of his future, well, should be thinking about his future, what he's going to do after high school, if he's going to go to college or not. So the mind frame is very, very different from a 15 to a 17-year-old. Whether he goes to college or not, it's going to be very difficult to keep up that relationship when he leaves high school. It just doesn't make much sense, and it makes, in high school, I feel like it makes sense to date someone closer in age to you, whether they're 1 year above or 1 year below. But 2 years in high school is just a little bit much, just because the mindset is different. And the fact that he's a senior and about to leave is just not gonna end well. If your aunt is just looking out for you and trying to make sure that you don't make a decision that ends up hurting you in the long run, because that's what happens to a lot of people. They get into relationships when they're in high school, the person they're with ends up leaving, or they end up leaving and they have a change of heart. Sometimes they get back together, sometimes they don't, sometimes the shit crashes and burns and that's it. I feel like you should definitely put this dream in a hole. I'll say this right now. A lot of you might just sit there and be like, oh my God, that's so mean. Why did you say that? Listen, this channel is not for the faint of heart. I said what I said, I meant what I said, and I'll say it again. You need to put that dream in a hole. It's probably not gonna last anyway. I hope you guys are still together. I mean, for the sake of your sanity and your mental health, but I'm just telling you this right now, it probably won't end well, and your aunt definitely knows what she's talking about. If you're watching this right now and you're going through a similar situation, or you had your family members tell you something about someone you're dating and you're young, listen to them, okay? If you are under the age of 25, honestly, and people are saying something about someone you're dating, take heed to it. Pay attention to it, because they might be right. This is a long story, but I'm gonna try to suppress it. This started about 2 years ago. I was friends with this girl, but then she moved to Atlanta. When she moved, we started texting and talking, but mind you, I'm in Maryland. Okay. One day we was just like, we should date, so we dated for a while, but then I was having problems at home, so I had to cut things off. She stayed around though, which I love her for. So we started texting again. We had a crush on each other, but it didn't go anywhere. She stopped texting me for a week. I mean, like ghost. Then she came back and said she was going through something, which I accepted, but she should have at least warned me. A few weeks later, she asked me to be her girlfriend, and I said yes, because I really love her. But I only lasted 2 days because she felt that she wasn't in a relationship. Did she feel like she wasn't in a relationship because it was long distance? Because I've heard people say things like that, like they can't be in a relationship that's not with someone that's close to them. And to be honest, I feel like if you can't be in a relationship with someone that's not close to you, why get in a relationship with someone that's not in the same state as you in the first place? But that's just me. I'm just saying. Which I didn't either. Okay, y'all both dumb. In that case, why date? Stopped testing as much, and she kept blaming herself for it, which I told her it wasn't her fault. I soon started failing again, which has me here now. Failing or falling? She just makes up excuses to not text me or something. For example, she most recently said her cousin was in the hospital and wouldn't be able to talk to me, which I get, but I'm just tired. But I just can't let her go. Seems like every time you try to date, it makes things complicated. Should I tell her how I feel but stay friends, or should we try again? Let this girl go. I don't see the point of playing yo-yo with this girl. She clearly not that interested, or clearly has not matured enough to grasp the severity of being in a relationship and being there for someone emotionally. Both of y'all seem like y'all need to just be alone, because y'all both seem to be going through family issues that just can't be solved by being in a relationship or just being too close to someone, because you guys need to focus on whatever it is y'all got going on the side. If you are this type of person, okay, I'm just saying this right now, if you're watching this and you're going through something like this, in terms of the person doesn't want to text you back, you guys are constantly breaking up to get back together, to break up, and y'all long distance, just put that shit away. Focus on yourself. If you constantly have family issues, you shouldn't be in a relationship. And I know a lot of people be like, oh my God, but people have needs too. Let's be real here. I didn't say don't have sex. I didn't say go throw it in a circle. If that's your type of style, that's your type of style. I'm saying don't go around putting people in problems with you, putting people in distress because you have your own personal issues that you need to deal with, to the point where you can't even focus on being in a relationship and focusing on making the other person happy while they make you happy. It's supposed to be an even exchange. If you're stressed out, tired, you know, whatever the case may be, all this extra shit, you shouldn't be in a relationship, because the whole point of a relationship is to be together, to love each other, to support one another, to build one another up, to actually build something. You can't build shit when your house ain't even made yet. You can't build another house if the foundation of your first house is in shambles. It just really doesn't make sense. So I would say, I guess you're still young. I don't know how old you are. This sounds like something where you guys would probably be like college aged, so maybe like 18, 19 type shit, maybe younger, maybe a little older, but nonetheless, if you guys are under the age of 30, save yourself the damn time. Give up. Y'all can still be friends, but in terms of relationship, I think y'all should just not do that shit, because it's clearly a waste of time. What do y'all think? Have you been in a situation like that? Because I just never been the one to deal with somebody not texting me back. Like, I just don't fuck with it. Like, if you don't text me back, then no. Like, when I was like in my single shit and niggas would try to say, they're like, oh, I couldn't text you back, bro. Like, I was busy, like, I couldn't do that. I was going to say no. No, bitch. I've been going through hella shit, and my phone is on Do Not Disturb 24/8, and I still answer text messages. I'll never understand when I look at somebody's phone and they have like 1,200 unread messages. It's like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, you have no excuse. You just don't want to answer. Just say you don't want to answer. This is the longer one. I've been in a relationship with this guy for about 2 months, and I've noticed some concerning things. First, he said he loved me only about a week of knowing each other and made me feel guilty for not saying it back. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna just tell you this right now. If you are with a man or a woman who says that they love you within the first couple of weeks of dating, and you don't know this person prior, okay, you don't know this person prior, you don't know them too well, and it's just like, I love you, I'm gonna tell you this right now, they're probably crazy as shit. And I'll just say this based off experience. I don't know what it is about people who do this. I don't know if it has to do with some type of like psychological lacking of like the way they were built, the way they were brought up, or if it was just like, listen, I just don't know where it comes from. I really don't. But from me to my friends to family that I know who've dated people like this, it never ends well. It's not 1386, okay? This is not back then. Back then, maybe it made sense, but we're in 2020. If someone's about to sit there and be like, oh my God, I love you, and it's only be like a week or two, run. Run as far as you can, because most likely they're not. I already know there's gonna be some bull. I already know. Ooh, child. Second, he's in college and is struggling. He has no money, no food, and might get kicked out of school for not handing in work on time. I need to read it again. Second, he's in college and is struggling. He has no money, no food, and might get kicked out of school for not handing in work on time. I get that being a college student is hard, but hear me out. I was gonna say that too. I'm like, alright, it is hard, but okay, let me keep, I don't know. His parents have been helping him with rent and buying him food for months, so you would think in that time he would take the time to find a job or catch up on his schoolwork, but no. He spent the time watching anime or playing video games. This is just not okay. It's definitely not okay whatsoever. Like, he needs to get his life together. I don't understand. I had a couple of friends like this in college, and they just pissed me off to the core. And a lot of them were like in EOF. And what made me mad is like, I was accepted into EOF, but then couldn't do EOF because there was no space at my school. And most of the kids that were in EOF with me when I started didn't even fucking graduate. So it's just like, that money could have went to me, because niggas want to sit there and party, bullshit, watch anime, sit on the quad, get kicked out, all this bullshit. I'm like, I can't stand people who like take shit for granted. But I mean, yeah, I wish my parents were sitting there helping me pay my fucking school and buying me food, because they ain't helped me. No, this is just damn ridiculous. Granted, young people make mistakes and they may not understand what they're doing, but no, this is some nonsense. This really pissed me off because 2 weeks later, his parents told him they couldn't help him anymore, and he posted, typical, my parents gave up on me, on his Snapchat story. Sounds like an entitled brat. When I confronted him about it and told him he needed to get it together, he said, playing video games is the only way I can de-stress. Okay, well, make a YouTube channel. There you go. Become a gamer so you can at least support yourself doing something that you love. Like, be proactive. I told him that he could do work for about 2 hours and take a 30 to 1 hour break and go back to work again instead of procrastinating. Every single time I try to help him, he says, my name, I'm really trying. I've been trying not to procrastinate for 5 years and it's so hard. At that point, you're drop dead fucking lazy. Alright, you're lazy as fuck. You're lazy as shit. I don't understand people like this. People like this really, really actually get under my skin. You have parents that were willing to help you and you still didn't do well for yourself, and now your girlfriend's trying to help you and you still don't want to do well for yourself. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, he's just not gonna change. 5 years of procrastination, that's not procrastination, that's pure fucking lazy. Okay, there's procrastination, then there's lazy. Procrastination is something you do when you know you had a paper that was due today, okay, but you know you got the assignment 3 weeks ago and you do it tonight. That's procrastination. Procrastination is not doing something that you wanted to do or should do as an adult for 5 years. Woo, child. The fucking ghetto. At first, I felt bad for him, but he's been doing this for so long. I can't take him seriously anymore. Each day, I'm beginning to care less and less because almost every day he posts stuff on his Snapchat story saying stuff like, nobody likes me, or can someone cash at me $10 so I can finally eat lunch. Get rid of this man. I'm telling you this right now. He is a self-loathing, lazy bum. That's what the fuck that is. I'm telling you, I'm just reading this shit and I'm just like, bro. I don't think I've ever had anyone in my life this bad. Cause like now you begging on the internet, yikes. At first I felt bad, but seriously, he put himself in a situation and he's constantly trying to make people feel bad for him. Woo! I told him that he could try searching up the nearest food bank in his area, and he said, yeah, maybe. You're not that hungry. You're not that hungry, bitch. What do you mean, yeah, maybe? If you was hungry as you're making it seem online, you would go get the food. I even told him he could look up scholarships that help college students in need, and he replied, well, that's a lot of work, and I won't get it anyway. Why are you still with him again? I feel like a lot of you guys like know what you want to do and know what's the right thing to do, but still asks me about advice because like you want me to like validate your decisions. And to be honest, this is clear cut and common sense. I'm mad there's more because at this point I thought you would have left him, but I guess I'm wrong. Another reason why I'm wondering if the relationship I'm in is toxic is because everything I do according to him is wrong. Yet there's nothing wrong with him. Example, he always tries to make me feel guilty because I'm being mean to him, when I'm only trying to give him solutions to his problems. I'm not sugarcoating or anything. That's me. That I have a lot of friends that get upset about what I say and I'm just like, I said what I said. Well, not really friends. My friends know how I am. People outside of that, like people just come for advice to me and I don't really care for them to get so upset. And it's like, listen, those who care don't matter, and those who matter won't care, and that's on period. If that's your way of doing things, if you don't like to sugarcoat, if you like to tell it how it is, the people who really matter in your life, the people who are important to you, won't really care if that's the way you deliver the message. The people who don't matter to you will be offended, and they don't really fucking matter anyway. So fuck it. Okay, example, he always tries to make me feel guilty because I'm being mean to him. When I'm not only trying to give him solutions to his problems, but I'm not sugarcoating anything, he makes me feel guilty for being embarrassed to talk about sexual stuff. Because apparently I'm not allowed to feel shy around him since I'm his girlfriend. There's a lot of people that are just prude. My boyfriend used to be like that. Some people are just prude though. Like some people just don't like talking about sexual things, which is okay. It made me feel guilty for not feeling the same way as he does. He frequently says we're going to be together forever. Get married, have a nice house, get a dog, and have kids. He oftentimes says my first name with his last name after it. At first, I thought it was a joke, but he told me he was serious. Mind you, we've only been dating for a little less than 2 months, so this scared me. He told me it was his way of having a positive mindset. I told him if that way of thinking made him happy, then that's fine if he says it, but I don't feel the need to say it. He got angry and told me I don't understand him. I told him I understand him, but I wasn't going to go with the flow. Yo, this sounds like me back in the day with my ex. And I still think that nigga got problems. But it's just like, he would always be saying all this extra shit. And I'm just like, listen, I'm just trying to finish school and get this YouTube popping. And he was just always talking about some other shit. Like, listen, I'm okay with being positive and speaking things into existence. But nigga, like, I don't know you like that. Like, I know you, but I don't know you like that. You talk about house and kids and a dog. And it's like, nigga, I'm just trying to get a diploma. Like, so I get it. I definitely get it. Oh my God. Whew. After that, I tried to lighten up the mood, but he just gave me attitude and ignored me for the rest of the day. This conversation was on the phone. We have a long distance relationship. The next day, he acted as if nothing had happened. When I playfully tease him, he often says stuff like, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to break your knees. What? I would have been like, I'm going to call the cats. Like, how about that? Like, wait? I don't like that. Which really turned me off, so I refrained from teasing him. He once told me that he had a sixth sense, where every time his eyes switched, he knew something was going to happen. It could be either good or bad, and he said that when he met me, his eyes started to twitch, so he knew we were going to be together forever. Am I an asshole for laughing at this? I didn't know how to react, so I just said okay, but I'm just going to go with the flow. He got super angry and told me we were going to be together forever and that I didn't believe in him and that I didn't understand him. He ignored me the next day and then acted like nothing happened the next day after. There are so many other stories of him acting this way, but I don't want this to be too long. I'm not saying I'm perfect because everyone has struggles, but honestly, I'm tired of this. What do you think I should do? Do you think this is a toxic relationship? I don't think it's toxic, honestly, per se. I just think that y'all got some kinks to work out, and I don't think that he's worth the time, honestly. I don't know. I feel like, okay, firstly, I think that everyone has this habit of thinking that just because someone is treating them poorly, or that just because someone is not doing something the way they like, that it's considered toxic. Like, people just throw the word out toxic for every type of situation or scenario, and that's absolutely not the case. Okay, bitch? It's not. At the end of the day, like, you may not like something, but that doesn't necessarily mean the person is toxic. Like, I've been called toxic for saying so much, like, shit that is just like, bro, I'm just trying to give you advice. And I don't appreciate it. I think he has some serious issues that he's dealing with himself, and he needs to get psychiatric help because he might just be losing his goddamn mind. I feel like he might be going through some type of situation where he didn't get enough attention as a kid. Clearly his parents don't seem to be bad people because they wanted to help him in college and stuff, but they did cut him off once they realized that he wasn't doing enough. The fact that he said that, you know, oh, okay, typical, my parents are giving up on me, maybe he did go through something while he was growing up that he didn't disclose to you, or that he doesn't want to talk about, or he probably perceived something that his parents did to him differently than the average person, so now he feels like people always give up on him. So now he's found something very, very stable, something that he can definitely, you know, hold on to. He doesn't want to let go of that. I feel like that's what's going on here. I think he might just be a little nuts because that's a little scary, but at the same time, I have to think about it on the other spectrum. Like, I really think that he might have went through something and had some type of, like, separation anxiety type of shit, or he feels like he has to hang on to everything and he can't let go of certain things, or that he, you know, or he might be afraid that he's gonna be alone. So now that he's found you, he's like, okay, well, this is amazing, this is great, I don't want to mess this up, I love this girl, blase, blase. I think that's what's going on here. I don't necessarily believe that it's toxic. I also think that you should just leave him so he can find his way, because I feel like at this point, you're not really doing him much good. He's not listening to you. So I don't see the point of y'all really being together. It's long distance anyway, and I love long distance relationships. I'll tell you this right now, that was always my longest relationship. But that's because I don't like motherfuckers being in my face, okay? So I don't have a problem with long distance relationships. However, being in college, I just don't trust it. Like, I just don't. Not only that, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't see this relationship benefiting anyone. I don't see it benefiting you. I don't see it benefiting him. And I feel like relationships should be mutually beneficial. He doesn't seem to be doing anything for himself, let alone you. So I don't understand why you're with him. I think you should leave him for that reason. I don't think he's toxic. I think he just needs to get his life together. Maybe he'll get it together, maybe he won't, but I feel like if you just sit there telling him what to do, blase, blase, he might just fuck around and break your knees and kill you like he said. and you don't want that to happen. Comment down below, what do you think she should do? Do you think that that's a toxic relationship? I don't know. I really don't think, like, I don't know. Maybe there's more stories because I clearly don't know everything. But honestly, yeah, I would say just leave him so he can get his life together. Let me know down in the comment section below if you've been in a relationship similar to this, or if you've been in a relationship where, you know, you feel like you were doing 110 and the person was putting in like 10. I know how it feels, trust me, and I'd love to hear your stories down below. Make sure you leave your advice for all 3 of these people down in the comment section. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, do all that. And if you need advice, contact the TheeMafiaSpeaks at Gmail, and I'm gonna give that to you as soon as I can. And I'm gonna see y'all next time.